I'm on a mission to start a revolution in Hollywood. Yeah. Okay, this may seem like a big, scary monster can of worms that I'm about to open up, and it is. This is a big, long-term goal, and it's going to require the help of, well, pretty much everyone. So what exactly am I talking about? A couple days ago, Paramount released a list of movies that are slated to start production soon. And what's on that list? A bunch of sequels and remakes. Now, I've talked about this a little bit before, but seriously, this is a problem. Every time a studio announces another sequel to a franchise that really wasn't all that great to begin with, or a reboot to a classic that really doesn't need to be remade, you see comments popping up like this. This is just a small sampling of these comments. Hollywood, people are tired of all the sequels and the remakes. Stop it already. So why don't they? Because we still go see them. No matter how much we scream and shout about how tired we are of all the sequels and remakes, no matter how much we complain about the lack of originality and creativity in movies these days, we still go see them in theaters. But the reason why we go see these movies is because I think we get tricked by the marketing. When a new sequel is announced, we all roll our eyes and go, oh man, not another one. A few months later, the trailer comes out and makes the movie look so awesome that we forget that we actually didn't want the sequel to begin with. So we dish out the $10 and go see it in theaters. And more often than not, we are kind of let down because the trailer was deceptive. It made it look like the movie was a lot better than it actually was. Obviously, this is not always the case. The Captain America Winter Soldier trailer was pretty much on par with how good the movie was. It met my expectations, which were good. How to Train Your Dragon 2 was actually better than the trailer made it look. Then there's another problem out there, and again it comes to the marketing. When original movies do come out, it's rare, but they do come out, Hollywood can't seem to figure out how to market them properly. And people wind up thinking that the movie looks dumb, and they don't go see it. The last few original sci-fi movies that came out in the past couple years have had this problem. Pacific Rim, Oblivion, Edge of Tomorrow, just to name a few. So then the original movies don't do well at the box office while all these sequels and remakes break the bank. And then the movie studios point at all this money that we gave them and go, see, the audience wants this, it's a sure bet. Doesn't matter how good the movies are anymore. Just as long as they can trick enough people to coming out on the opening weekend, that's enough. Because apparently that's all that matters anymore, is how well the movie does opening weekend. The following weeks after that, who cares? It's fluff. And that's because word of mouth is so fast these days that people can tell other people that movies are really not worth seeing, so they don't go anymore, and that's why opening weekend is the only thing that matters anymore. So basically, movie making is no longer an art form or a medium of storytelling, it's a marketing campaign. This whole system is so severely flawed, and it needs a massive overhaul. It's going to take the work of both parties, Hollywood and the audience. So moviegoers, if you want to see creativity and originality return to the movies that you love, stop going to see the sequels and remakes in theaters. And Hollywood, stop pointing at these phony statistics and using it as a means to justify your continual production of sequels and remakes. You are trapping your audience and using that as evidence that that's what they want. It's not what they want. All these comments that I showed you are proof of that. You guys used to have integrity back in the 90s and 80s. You guys remember that? And backbone. It's time to get them both back. Take the risks, market them better, and reap the rewards. Okay. End rant. I can pretty much guarantee that this is not going to be the last time I talk about this, but this is all just based off of what I see happening. I'm sure there's a lot more going on out there that I don't know about or didn't cover here, but I have been researching this a lot. In fact, I have a Evernote notebook that's just a bunch of bookmarks of articles that talk about why Hollywood isn't really working anymore. In fact, I'm going to put a link to that in the description below. If you guys want to check out those articles, please feel free. They're pretty good reads, actually. Okay. On to other things. Really quick before I get to the concept, Redeemer Pictures asked how far I am in writing the end. At the time of filming this, I'm about 75 pages in, so I'm well over halfway done. To be honest, I've kind of been slacking a little bit because I just needed a break. But I started back up a day ago, so I'm back on track now. In fact, I'm actually going to start writing 3 pages instead of 2 pages to try to crack this thing out a little faster. Okay, so last week I showed you guys 4 designs for my male lead character in the end, Danny. Based off of the feedback of these lovely people, I present to you the final design for Danny, the heroic medic. I had to laugh a bit because pretty much everybody said they liked the hairstyle of number 3, but you were kind of all over the place for which parts of which designs you liked. I had to actually go through and tally everybody's votes. Design number 3 won, but I kind of integrated some parts of the other designs to make it look more interesting. So thank you everybody for all of your feedback. I really appreciate it. Oh, and I didn't mention this last week when I presented all these designs, but design number 1 is actually an outfit that he's going to wear anyway because Danny is literally the only character of the survivors at least who gets a change of outfit. Okay, so this week's new designs are, as I mentioned last week, Marty. Before the apocalypse, Marty was a hematologist, a blood doctor. He's extremely smart and really fascinated by what happens to a person's body when they become possessed by a demon. But he's also a bit of a wuss. He's toughened up a bit since the world ended, but he complains a lot and would rather let the other guys fight off the demons. And as you can see in this storyboard, he used to be Eve's doctor. So let me know which designs or which parts of the designs you like best. Also, if you haven't already, you can check out all the storyboards on my Instagram feed, link below. I have about 17 boards done now. There are 2 more things that I want to share with you guys. The first was shared to me by a friend and fellow IP creator. His name's Dan Labisi. He shared this the other night. It is a How to Train Your Dragon behind the scenes on the story process, and it is so good. It's almost an hour long, but it is totally worth watching it, and I highly recommend you check it out, especially if you're interested in writing your own stories, because it just goes into depth on everything that went into making all the special little moments that makes the movie so strong and full of substance. And if you haven't seen it already, How to Train Your Dragon 2 came out a week ago. You should go see that because it was really, really good. Really, really good. Go watch it. Okay, wow, this was a really long video and I'm sorry about that. I had a lot to say. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can see more videos every week. Keep your head in the clouds, guys. Bye.